On this week's episode of The Automated Entrepreneur, the best way to boost your productivity. Most successful people use these decision-making tricks without realizing it. A quick Google search will show more than 485 million results about productivity. And there's certainly no shortage of tips, tricks, and tools on the internet. From working out to cutting meetings from your schedule, many of these strategies are phenomenal ways to work smarter, but not harder. But there's one way to permanently supercharge your productivity in just a few minutes. And it's something you've probably never thought about, and that is making faster decisions. Decision-making is a crucial part of our daily lives, both as individuals and as entrepreneurs. And we're making decisions almost every single second of the day. You made a good decision to click on this particular podcast, and you made a good decision to keep listening. You make decisions about what you wear, what you eat, what work you do first, and what happens in your business. An estimated 35,000 decisions are made every single day by you. And learning to quickly make those decisions faster will be a valuable skill to master. While there's absolutely nothing wrong with percolating on a decision, and some studies actually suggest that certain time constraints can negatively impact the quality of your decision-making, the inverse is also true. Analysis paralysis is very real, and it can impact your productivity, your workflow, and your bottom line. So, how can you make faster decisions and be certain that you're making the right ones? First, get enough sleep. Sleep is incredibly vital to our health and our well-being, but it's also a key component of our decision-making process. Studies show that sleep deprivation has a profound negative impact on our decision-making and the quality of our decisions, and even suggest that increasing the amount of time that you take to make a decision while sleep-deprived doesn't necessarily improve the quality of your decision. Translation? Even if you slow down your decision-making process when you're tired, there's still a chance that you're making less than ideal decisions. Secondly, give yourself a time limit. One of my favorite decision-making tips is inspired by Mel Robbins' TED Talk on the 5-second rule. Robbins argues that if you don't take enough action on an impulse, that is, something that you want to do or achieve, within 5 seconds, then you shouldn't do it. Your problem isn't ideas, she explains. Your problem is you don't act on them. And she's right. If we want to do something, write a book, launch a new product, travel the world, we need to do something quickly to act on that impulse and make it concrete. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to buy a plane ticket right now, but it does mean that you can buy that book about travel and get the ball rolling. The same thing applies to decision-making in general. If we're making 35,000 decisions a day, I'd wager that most of those are made in 5 seconds or less. And that's the only ones that we don't realize we're making. What about the ones that we do realize? Give yourself an arbitrary time limit and hold yourself to it. If you're someone who avoids opening emails, set a 30-minute window where you check out your email every single day and open and respond to each one without hesitating. When it comes to picking out your clothes or deciding what to have for breakfast, well, you've got 15 seconds. Choose a restaurant for dinner? Don't hesitate. Just choose. Third, flip a coin. If you're struggling with decision-making fatigue, even over small, seemingly insignificant decisions in your day-to-day life, you're definitely not alone. Making faster decisions is a skill, and even I am working to master it. But there are still days when I struggle. My solution was created by flipping a coin. Whatever it lands on, that is when I listen to my instincts. If my gut lurches in the opposite direction, then I listen to my gut. No hesitation, no questions about it. And if it doesn't, then voila, I have my answer. It's a simple trick, but it's an easy way to connect with my instincts and to learn to trust my gut, that inner voice. It never lets me down. For many of us, self-doubt and a lack of confidence makes us hesitate because we stress about making the right decision. But we're forgetting one key element, our own success track record. We've already got good instincts. Otherwise, we wouldn't have made it this far. Even with our potentially bad decisions, each one is a lesson that we can learn from and move past. And if another so-called bad decision happens, well, view it as a lesson to be learned. You see, there are no failures in life. There are only lessons. There are results, those that we want and those that we don't. So we don't have failures, and we're not going to hold them over our head. We're going to keep moving forward. Fourth, be strategic about asking for help when making decisions. While some decisions require a trusted partner or a team to mull it over, we can fall into the habit of asking for help when we actually don't need it. For major business decisions, well, you should be asking your tribe. For things that you have the ability to decide on your own, be wary about bringing more cooks into the kitchen. Adding too many people to a decision-making process is a surefire way to slow things down, especially if you're hesitating. And lastly, practice, practice, practice. As with all things, practice is always the solution to getting better at something. The more you make quick decisions, the better you'll become, and the less you'll second-guess yourself over time. A simple way to make it easier is to put your decisions into context in relation to your day, your month, and a year. More often than not, we agonize over our decisions that don't have much significance in the grand scheme of things. We spend 30 minutes deciding what to watch on Netflix, when in reality, that decision doesn't really matter. There are 7 ways that we may help you. First, I recommend you subscribe now to this podcast, Automated Entrepreneur, on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Breaker, and more. Secondly, follow us on Instagram at The Automated Entrepreneur, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Automated Entrepreneur. Next, why not take 20 minutes and complete our short questionnaire? This easy tool allows us to determine your readiness to create and launch real prosperity this year. Next, you could book a free coaching call to get your questions answered and experience real growth right now. Or you could sign up for our Ignite Bootcamp, our online monthly program where you can actually do it in your pajamas while learning how to eliminate debt, pay off your mortgage in 8 years or less, create passive income, invest in real estate, and much, much more. Visit us at ignitepro.ca. And lastly, you could register for our Prosperity Code program, where you will launch a new business, claim tax deductions, and create passive income. Visit us at join.theprosperitycode.ca. And that's this week's episode of The Automated Entrepreneur.